We are doing another pick a deck reading for the blessings coming your way. And I started out doing these individually and it didn't feel right. And I don't know why. And I wrestled, that's why this is late, quite honestly. I wrestled with it for 2 days and it didn't feel right. It felt, the best way to explain it is it felt like it should be more anonymous. There was a sense of me calling out and I didn't like it. And I still don't know why it felt that way. But because I wanted to do these each individually because I thought everybody wanted their own, and maybe this just isn't the spread for that. Maybe it's not intended. I don't know what the heck's going on, but I'm going with it because after 2 days with fighting with trying to feel the way I'm supposed to feel when I get into a reading and it wasn't there, and I'm like, I'm tired of forcing it. So we're just going to try the pick a deck for this. So this is deck 1, deck 2, deck 3. And this is about making room for blessings coming your way and shifting your perspective so that you can get rid of or start to release that which isn't serving you to make way for your good. So, and this is timed with the waning gibbous moon time frame or window. So you can take advantage of that as well. For more information, check the description box below. This is for June 20th to July 19th. And also the recommend a reader shout out goes to 111. Much love and support to her. And hopefully you get a chance to stop by, check her out, and show her some love. So again, deck 1, deck 2, and deck 3. And we will get started with the reading. All right. Let me clear this out. These have been pre-shuffled, but I will go ahead and give them another quick shuffling. All right, blessings coming your way. What blessings are in store for you? For if you picked pile 1, here we go. Right, what blessings? All right, blessings. What blessings? You made it! Thank God you made it. The worst is over. This is that reckoning at the very end of a very long, tedious process. Look at that. Justice and judgment. Holy cow. Okay, so this is about the final balancing of karma. Closing out a cycle. All right. Okay, so, okay, hold on. Whoa. Come flying in. Okay. So we got judgment, justice, 4 of swords, 2 of swords, 7 of swords. Wow. Magician and 10 of pentacles. And the 7 of wands. Okay, so no more. No more. This is about you feeling, it's a different, it feels like if you pick this, quite honestly, it feels like this is about you feeling like you need to take a break from that which has been set upon you versus you saying, no more. No more. So it's about you not having to feel like situation by situation and you need a break and you just want to break from it. It's about quite literally getting vertical, like getting up from this position. There's nothing wrong with taking a break and resting and recuperating and decompressing and all of that. But this is about getting vertical. Instead of things happening and you just kind of reacting to them and needing a break and this is about getting strategic and getting vertical and being like, no more. None shall pass. I'm not having this anymore. And I'm not going to explain myself. This is just, no. That's it. No. All right. Let's see here. Okay, so what's this justice about? What's this justice about? And this is, okay, that's, yeah, we got the 7 of wands here too. So this is about standing your ground. You've been through the worst of it, and this is like the last leg of it, but it's not something that you need to feel like, again, or there's something about it feels like you're the one that needs to constantly handle it, and then you need to take this long break, and then you don't have to do that anymore. This is about you getting vertical and being like, nope. And that's it, just saying no. Not because or well, no. What's this justice about? What's this justice about? Oh, Ace of Cups. Four of Swords. Okay, so wow, these two just fell out. Good gracious. What's this? We got Wheel of Fortune in the World here. Closure. What's this Four of Swords here? What's this Four of Swords? What's this Four of Swords? Yeah. So you could be taking a break from a situation to think about your next steps and what you need to do. But also this is about cutting things off. So instead of letting things happen and being the mediator and trying, no more. What's this Two of Swords? I can't stress that enough, the no. What's this Two of Swords about? Right. Not doing anything anymore. Transitioning, walking away, making decisions. So in this recuperative period that you probably just have gone through, I mean, we've got closure, the final chapter, and things being balanced in a love situation. This is not about you kind of enduring something to get beat up by it or to feel like you need to take it lying down, quite simply. Get some distance from it, fine, but know that the worst is over. Know that the process is nearing its end. And this is about you being able to take decisive action about what you want for your future. We got the Magician here. But it's not going to be dictated by someone else kind of coming at you and you needing to reposition after the worst of it's over. This is about you not involving yourself, not feeling obligated to involve yourself in that situation anymore, and making your own decisions and not reacting to what they've said or done, not feeling guilty anymore. But in this transitional period, this is about you making decisions. I mean, we've got Libra here twice, about what you want. Not after they've told you, or not after a situation's happened and then you're kind of just reacting and you need a break from it. This is about you going, I'm not going to involve myself in this situation anymore. Furthermore, I'm going to start doing what is best for me. And that probably involves not talking to this person anymore. This is about not feeling obligated. This is about resting from an interaction or constant situation with this person to all of a sudden blocking the interaction, not going anywhere, and transitioning out of, realizing, okay, it's time, making decisions to transition out of that situation that has been so doggone taxing on you. I mean, look at this. This is quite an ordeal. This is like what happens after you kick an addiction, after a divorce process ends. Like this is things finally leveling out the way they should because of the hard work that you did, because karma has been balanced out because of the hard process work that you did. So, and we've got we've got two cards of endings here. So, all right, what's this Seven of Swords? Got two sevens. That is news. News. All right. Interesting. Finally, what are you finding out about? What is that? What's this Seven of Swords here? I need to put this right here. What's this Seven of Swords about? Five of Swords. Being strategic about cutting things out of your life that no longer serve you. Obviously. But this is you going from needing to take a break from a situation that you're just besieged by to getting vertical and saying, no, I'm not going to allow that. I'm maybe making these decisions about my own life. I don't know what the heck happened. But it's like all of a sudden you get vertical. And again, this could be that it's just time. Like there's that just sensing, okay, I'm going to start making my own decisions now. And the first order of business is not having to deal with that situation anymore. The Magician. There's something about feeling obligated, like you have to keep showing up for something. And then all of a sudden something happens where you're like, nope. What's this Magician about? What's this Magician about? Oh, wow. Okay, so this whole thing is about you taking charge of your own life and making decisions that are in your best interest, and being in self-protective mode, and like taking no prisoners, and absolutely cutting off anything that has been taxing and just really weighing you down. It's like this whole right here is like enough is enough. What's this 10 of Pentacles about? Because you're making way for security. You're making way for stability and security. Wow. What's this 10 of Pentacles about? So, this is okay, so have things been settled like in the court of law regarding a marriage? Is someone coming back trying to make things right and you're just not backing down, like you've been through it with somebody and you're like, you know what, this is the way things are going to be. This is either you telling that person this is the way things are going to be, because we can't go back to the way things were, or this is you cleaving from this situation and going and doing your own thing and making decisions not based in reacting to this person coming at you, but what you think is best for you and not involving yourself in that situation anymore. I feel like this is just all about you not having it anymore. And either you've put your foot down with someone and been like, this is it, enough is enough. But we've got cards of closure here and being strategic about cutting things out of your life here and here and here. So if you are still with someone, you've definitely had it and you're putting your foot down and you're standing your ground. If you are not involved with someone, this is about you walking away from the situation in total, like in entirety, just being completely done and taking, it's all about you creating your own security and getting rid of that situation. The blessing that's to come is this, look at this 10 of Pentacles, this security, opportunities coming in for you and being able to build your own stability, whether that's with the right person, or I feel like it's with money. I feel like it's job opportunities. Once you get rid of this person, this is about you establishing your own security with money, new job opportunities, not with another person. So this is like closing out a chapter with someone and then being able to finally do what you want, what's in your best interest. And it could be, when I say closing out that chapter, again, it could be you just laying down the law with someone you're still with, but this feels very independent. This feels like you are doing your own thing and you're not looking back. What else for this reading? What else for this reading? What else for this reading? Queen of Swords. So yeah, this sometimes this is called the bitch card, because this one takes no prisoners, male or female, but this is all about making decisions, decisive action. It can be seen as cold-hearted because it's without emotion. It's what needs to be done, and I'm not going to pull any punches, and I'm going to say what I have to say. This could also be somebody that advises you, that is very knowledgeable and trustworthy, and strictly the facts. They don't get emotional. They just, here's what you need to do for this, this, and this. And that is that. Very independent person, or a person who acts independently. All right. What else for this one? What else? What else? So we have a snake and an anchor. So the snake is all about deception, oh God, duplicity, or it could be diplomacy and wisdom. But this is somebody who is capable of taking care of themselves, either by diplomacy and wisdom or deception, acts of betrayal. It is a means to an end. This is someone who's very savvy. Typically, I don't want to say not to be trusted. A lot of times it shows up though when it's someone not to be trusted. Right now I'm feeling like this is kind of Queen of Swords-ish, even though this right here, we got the Queen of Clubs right here. That's Queen of Wands. But both queens are about taking action. And this is about somebody who can take care of themselves. And then we have the anchor, which is moving into a secure position, or that which weighs you down. So this is somebody that has been weighing you down by their duplicitous nature, their deception, their betrayal, could be even controlling nature. And you're just like, I'm taking the control back in my life. I'm not going to be weighed down anymore, but I'm going to be very strategic about what I do from here forward and move into a position of security that is under my control. Like, if there's going to be something holding me down, it's going to be me anchoring myself to something where I am immovable unless I decide to be moved. And like, this is me making solid choices for my future that are going to be really solid and stable for me right here. This could also be, well, deception in a long-term relationship. Could be that as well. Queen of Wands with the Nine of Swords. Perhaps you've been agonizing about what to do. Perhaps this is about having to handle a lot of things now because the fallout. The Nine of Swords is all about, well, not all about, but it's about kind of the culmination, like an ending of sorts where you just can't take it anymore. The anxiety is so bad. The weight, the burden is so bad that it's just keeping you up at night. It's the insomnia card. And it could be that it's just come to this where you're like, no more, absolutely no more. I need to do something about this. I need to do something about somebody that's been deceptive and this has been weighing me down. This long-term relationship, I feel tied down. I feel trapped. I need to start creating my own situation and get into a position where I am my own security. This is also a 7. And I said earlier that 2 7s are news. So perhaps this is, you found out about that and that's why there's this ending. That's why you're just like, you got vertical and you're like, no stinking more here, no more. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna, you can't see that. How about right there? Maybe. Yeah, okay. All right, what else for this spread? What else for this situation? That's what else for this situation? What else? Situation. So, and it could very well be that you're still with this person. You have been through it and you're laying down the law now. But this right here feels like, you know what, this is you moving on because you're taking strategic action to end that which has gone on long enough. And this is, it's interesting how this can be both. Like somebody's deceptive or being strategic, but this is also somebody who's being very diplomatic and wise. Like, so they were deceptive, and yet here you are being strategic and getting out of it. Because we got the 7 of Wands and the 5, or 7 of Swords and 5 of Swords here. And just it's interesting the crossover or how they, yeah, okay, all right. 4 of Coins. So this is, this could be not feeling very secure. And so we're doing this 4 of Pentacles thing where we're kind of hunkering down and kind of being ultra conservative about things and standing your ground. This could be having to deal with someone who's not doing the right things, or to someone who's being stubborn, to someone who's not being patient, not being straightforward, not being honorable. And it's somebody that's just not trustworthy, is not solid, doesn't act with integrity. And because of that, you're having to hunker down into self-protective mode with the 4 of Pentacles. We got that twice here. Okay. All right. So that's the first deck. Okay. So let's go on to the second one. All right. I thank you for stopping by, and I hope this was helpful. I don't know why there was a block for a couple of days. It's the darndest thing, but hopefully this works better for you. It just didn't feel right to do the individual signs, and I don't know why. I am all for, I mean, I go deep. You know that. Just what didn't feel right. Halfway through, I've been fighting with it for 2 days. All right. Moving on. Okay, so deck number 2. Deck number 2. Let's get started. Blessings coming your way. If you picked deck number 2, here we go. Blessings coming your way. Blessings coming your way. All right, here we go. Blessings coming your way. Seven of Cups. Page of Swords. Whoopsie. Hello. Oh. Good gracious. Okay. High Priestess. The Magician. The Fool. 6 of Wands. Yay. 9 of Coins. 8 of Swords. 5 of Cups. All right. Okay, so we got the Page of Swords and the Ace of Swords here. It's about cutting things off. Perhaps you've been watching or been sort of a passive participant in a communication exchange. Maybe this is online. It could be that you've realized a few things, and the best thing to do right now for this situation is to either have that clarifying conversation or to cut things off. And we've got starting to understand how we feel about something and wanting to take some solitary time to process those feelings, and just taking a break from a situation and making the changes that need to be made. This is Page of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and 8 of Wands. And then we have High Priestess, Magician, the Fool, 6 of Wands, 9 of Coins, and 8 of Swords. And right here we have 5 of Cups and 7 of Cups. Okay. So you've kind of had some clarity about a situation. You realize it's probably best to withdraw and to look at how I feel about this and kind of take my time and make some changes. Think about, pull back, think about what I want, regroup, and make some changes. And it looks like you're doing the change. You're wanting to make the changes rather quickly. All right, so what's this High Priestess about? What's this High Priestess about? What's High Priestess about? So this is about this is kind of hermit-ish. This is about those realizations. This is about cutting to the chase, having those, just having the clarity of thought so that you can make decisions, using logic and intuition, keeping emotions out of it so that you can figure out what your next move is. Here she comes. There it is. Yeah, we got underwear. All right. Awesome. I think I might have to go over there. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. All right. What's this Magician about? There she is. Sorry about that. What's this Magician about? What's this Magician about? Okay, I'm in here. Come on. What's this Magician about? Okay, 4 of Wands. What's this Fool about? What's this Fool about? Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. What's this 6 of Wands here? Because it's about shifting your perspective from feeling like, I gotta make this marriage work. How is it gonna work? To understanding that 2 things. I think this is about taking a leap of faith while you're heartbroken. I was going to say, it could be that this is about you kind of taking a break and pulling back and just being like, but I don't think it's about not coming back from the heartache. I think this is about, instead of feeling like, okay, well, to heck with how I feel about things, we got to make it work. I think this is about acknowledging that, there is sadness. And if this is going to transition, if we are going to move into being that healthy, connected couple, I've got to deal with this. I've got to deal with the heartache, and I can't take that leap of faith and try with somebody until I acknowledge that there is heartache, that there is sadness. And the reason why I say that, instead of it being about, you're out of there because of heartache, is because we got the 6 of Wands here. What's the 6 of Wands? The 6 of Wands. But we got Ace of Swords twice. Ace of Swords twice. And perhaps you too, maybe this is realizing what you want to do or what you need to do in a situation. I don't know what's the 6 of Wands about. What's the 6 of Wands about? And it doesn't, things working out over time. Okay, here's the thing. This is about you needing to take time for yourself to figure out what you want to do, and it is shifting your focus from figuring out how to fix the marriage or how to make the marriage work or the connection work, to letting down your guard, not with the person, by yourself, because we got the 4 of Swords here, we got the 3 of Pentacles. This is very solitary, but getting to a safe place where you can realize that there is heartache, but you can't figure out how things are going to work or what your next move is until you acknowledge that there is that something has happened that is not a surprise. You knew it was going to surprise, or you knew it was going to happen. It's not a surprise that whatever has been going on is not working anymore. And to try and fix it and move forward and figure out how we're going to do, without acknowledging that what we're doing is not working anymore. I'm sad about this. There's heartbreak. Somebody's mad at me, or I'm mad at somebody. You can't take that leap of faith. You can't restore trust or respect or devotion without acknowledging the elephant in the room, so to speak. So it's not about just going on day to day, but it's almost like, okay, yeah, we're married or we're connected, but it's starting to become in name only, because there's this divide happening, because we're not acknowledging what we've done is not working, what you've done hurt me, what I've done hurt you. And because of that, we're not going to progress as a couple, and it's either going to make me want to flee and get out on my own, right? But it's also about not being able to connect and take that leap of faith and have that new beginning. And it's like there's been this sort of ignoring how each other feels or somebody's personal pain, and yet that needs to be addressed to fix the connection. It's not about how's this going to work, or I've got to do this. It's like, look at why it hasn't been working, because it needs healing. And unless there's an acknowledgement of this is not going to, this Six of Wands, this victory, this thing's working out over time, boobies, is not going to happen. There's going to be a block and a disconnect. What's this Nine of Coins? This Nine of Coins. Wow. So we got the Nine of Coins and the Ace of Coins, or the Ace of Pentacles. I'm just going to do like this. Sorry, little guys. Just apologize to rocks. Good gracious. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you rocks. Sorry. Nine of Coins, Ace of Pentacles. Oh, good gracious. Okay, so this very aloneness, you getting pulled back, or you getting pulled back, you pulling back, gets transmuted here to you. It's almost a sense of fatigue and like, I just can't do it anymore. I don't want to have to do it anymore. I don't want to have to figure out how this is going to work, because I just can't. There's a sense of fatigue. I'm surprised the Nine of Swords didn't show up, because there's this sadness and fatigue and just like, I just can't anymore. Like the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Wands. And if this is going to get fixed, because this is a solitary time for you, and there's confusion here. We got a soulmate connection that there's some confusion about. If this is going to get transmuted and fixed, there has to be an acknowledgement of the hurt and the heartache, because you're not going to be able to take that leap of faith. You're not going to be able to rebuild trust until this gets looked at and examined and talked about. And this is not, it's going to take time to rebuild this, and it's going to take both of you being on the same page. You're going to be stronger for it. It's going to lead to that new beginning, and stability, but it is going to take time. There needs to be respect, compassion, faith, taking that leap of faith. Got that twice here. This is about self-worth. This is about things being stable and secure. This is also someone preferring to be on their own and take care of themselves and tend to their own affairs, because it's just easier. It's about self-worth. It's about, I'd rather be by myself than to be in a situation that is not working as hard as I am to maintain the kind of life that I want. So, okay. So it's like there's this period of, and this could be you taking a break and you find this new sense of security because of the soul searching that's going on up here. But I also feel like there's part of this is you finding your way back to the person, but not until you kind of go, I don't want to call it a dark night of the soul, sound all macabre and morbid, but there's this period of soul searching and figuring out how you feel about something, or at least finally letting down your guard and just being like, I'm hurt, I'm sad, I don't know what to do, and I don't know how to do what I think I'm supposed to do, and I can't do it anymore. I can't fix it, and I don't want to have to fix it, and I don't know, and round you go. It's going to take time to heal that, and it's going to involve the other person. We got the Six of Wands here. There's going to be a period of you being by yourself, Four of Swords, Three of Pentacles, but then we have the Eight of Wands, and we got the Nine of Coins and the Ace of Pentacles. So until this gets reckoned with, the reconciliation, the security with that person can't happen. And even then, it's about you coming back or you reconnecting, reaching out, and it's going to be a process. It's not going to be, it might, we got the Eight of Wands here, but these are about the changes, the realizations. We got the Ace of Swords twice and the Eight of Wands. That's about realizations, about making, having those epiphanies and then starting to make the changes for that, at least in this case. And so it looks like you're going to be the one reaching out to the person, but not until you go through all this, the soul searching piece of it. And then, like I said, it's still going to be a process. You have to be on the same page. It's going to be a lot of work, the healing, the compassion. You don't know what to do. You're confused. Get it? But, and here's this. This is what you're doing together. Because this is solitary. And then here you come back together. There's this, you're starting to move towards that secure peace with each other. And then I know that you're like, what, how is that what we do? How is this great? How is this a blessing? But this is about reconnecting, because instead of this being a solitary thing, I know this is getting all sappy and random and you're like, okay, click, sorry, I picked this second one, but this is about healing. And you do it by yourself first, or you come so far, only so far by yourself, but you, in order to heal fully, you reconnect with this person. And this is like you two healing together, grieving together, working together. You two reconnecting and kind of sharing the load of this. Because right now it feels like this is on, like, the weight on your shoulders. Okay. What's this Eight of Swords? It's kind of, it's very sweet. I mean, honestly, it's you two coming back together to help each other through something. What's this Eight of Swords? Oh, I'm going to get a little emotional. What's this Eight of Swords? Internal, external. This is you going within, realizing what you need to do, what you want to do, maybe even cutting things off and withdrawing because you need to take this time to grieve and to figure out your own feelings before you can come back and be like, look, we have to work this out together. I need you to know how I've been truly feeling, and you are a part of both of us healing. If we're going to fix this relationship, it's going to be both of us. It's going to take time, and you need to know how I feel, and I'm tired of carrying the load and the weight being on my shoulders. So it's you figuring that out and withdrawing and going inward and realizing you can't do this. You come full circle and it's like, I shouldn't have to bear this alone anymore. And you about reaching out. But you have to go through all this before you're going to reach out. So this is getting rid of feeling like you have to do it all by yourself, and in realizing that security lies in acknowledging your feelings and working things out together. That's where the secure beginning happens. That's where this security comes into play. This new beginning and security, taking that leap of faith. And I know it sounds like sappy, and I don't usually do readings like this. I'm a bit like, oh my God. But it just feels like there comes a point after this introspection where you get tired of carrying the burden by yourself, and you reach out and you take the initiative to bring this person back into the fold, and you work on the problem together. But it's going to take time. This is over months, even years. But you go through this, and then you're the one that reaches out to reconnect to the person, because it looks like you're the one that pulled away. At least that's what it feels like. We could be dealing with Pisces, Cancer, Gemini, or Virgo, Sagittarius. Okay, so this could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus right here, but and Aquarius. It's almost like you go away and you're like, all right, I figured it out. This is how I feel. And I know I've said that before, but this is you coming back. This is you initiating. This is you reaching back out to go, okay, this is how it's going to have to be. Like, or this is what, and I need you to know this, and we need to work this out together. And I feel like your person's going to be waiting. Quite honestly, I feel like they're waiting, and all of a sudden, you know what to do. You know what I mean? We got 2 8s here. What is that? That is news, new knowledge. Yeah, all right, 2 8s, new knowledge. This sudden realization of what you need to do, and reaching back out, and yet it's going to take time, isn't it? Okay, all right. What else? Got a little emotional there. Holy cow. That's kind of, I mean, it's very sweet, actually. someone going through the dark night and then reaching back out and going, okay, I'm ready to talk to you now. What else for this? What else for this? It's like that's what the blessing is, the reconnection. Yeah, it's awesome to grieve together, and it's like, oh, that's sad, but you're doing it together. And honestly, there's no more of this. It's you grieving together. I know it doesn't seem like much of a blessing, but honestly, if you've got somebody waiting for you to share the load, you know, sometimes that's all it takes to help heal something, to go from wanting to figure out how the heck this is going to work to, all right, we're doing this together. And I know the Nine of Pentacles is typically 9 times out of 10 very solitary, but in this reading, this is about reestablishing security and reconnecting through grieving. You don't see that every day. Someone finally letting someone else know how they feel, being vulnerable, and you need to help me heal from this, and we got to work this out. You know? What else? Confirmation, please. Doing the work. 8 of Pentacles. Where am I going to put this? Hi. Okay, 8 of Pentacles. Working. And this sometimes is couples. This is solitary sometimes. So 8 of Pentacles could be someone taking time, much like 3 of Pentacles, to work on things by themselves. Working on themselves, working on their issues, getting their life back in order. It could also be work in the sense, this is couples therapy. This is couples working on things together. So 3 of Pentacles and 8 of Pentacles are about working on things or working on yourself. Sometimes it's couples, sometimes it's independent. In this case, it feels like this is you originally, and then it gets transmuted to both of you together when there's the shared grief. Yeah, awesome. Your blessing is you get to be in pain together. Well, that's how we got here in the first place, but it's out in the open. And then you can transmute it, and it can become a source of healing, or it can begin to heal because nobody's hiding from the elephant in the room anymore. Everybody's staring right at it, and it starts to lose its power, and we start to work together to heal and to help each other, and then trust is reborn. All right. Wow. What else? Oh, good gracious. Ace of Wands and Ace of Pentacles. Look at that. A new beginning. And this is, oh my gosh. Oh, this is, we've got a marriage, a commitment, a romantic relationship, that there's that devotion and connection and things working out, resolution, positivity, that things successfully resolving. This is very similar. The sun is very similar to the sun in the tarot. Wow. Okay. I'm over here getting all emotional. All right. Knock it off. Rein it in. It's very sweet. This is I'll tell you what it's like. It's like something tragic happens and somebody completely withdraws and goes away, and they're just like, I know I'm leaving the marriage high and dry, but I got to take this time for myself to figure out my stuff. And then you come to the realization where I'm brokenhearted, I'm profoundly sad, and I don't want to have to pretend like I'm not anymore. And so you reconnect with this person and you tell them, look, this and this and this, and I need you to know this, and I need your help. And then they do help you. And through that, it reminds me of when somebody loses a child. And it's either going to tear you apart, or you're going to get each other through it, and you're stronger than ever because of that afterwards. It's terrible, terrible thing to have to endure, but good Lord. All right, knock it off. And I'm not saying that this depicts that. It's just that something horrific like that, and being able to transmute that grief into reconnection and healing. the Magician. All right, the Magician and the Three of Wands reversed. So again, the struggle is with figuring out how are we going to make this work? How are we going to resolve this? And then we've got right here having everything that you need. And it's not about having to do anything. It's not about, it's almost like instead of worrying about how to fix this relationship, because in the reconnection you realize you have everything you need, there's no longer that push to like, I'm waiting, what's going to happen, what are we going to do? It gets rid of that. It's not about fixing anything, but rather realizing you have everything you need if you want to create. It's not about fixing, it's about now you have the ability to create together. There's no more of this, well, I'm waiting, well, what are we, no. It's not about fixing, it's about creating together. Wow. If you stuck all the way to the end, thank you. This was twisty and turny. I really hope this works out for you. I'm over here getting all emotional. I can't imagine what it must have been like for you and what this is, but best of luck to you, and I thank you for stopping by. Okay. All right. On to deck number 3. Ooh, I have to wipe my nose a little bit there. Good gracious. Got a little emotional with that one. The darndest thing was how some of these present themselves, because sometimes you feel like you're flying blind and you're like, what is going on? Why am I? And then and then it unfolds, you know? Got all these things come flying in with each card, and then it's like, oh, the picture. Okay, it starts to make sense after everything's laid out, but I get ahead of myself sometimes, and then it's a lot. Okay, all right. Deck number 3. Okay. All right. Blessings coming your way. Make room. Toot toot, make make room for those blessings. What do you need to do to make room for those blessings? All right. Blessings coming your way. Okay. Oh, okay. Heartbroken. Right. Three of Swords. So we have the Strength card. Where do I want to put this? Put it there. Why are you fuzzy? Why are you fuzzy? Do not be fuzzy. Fuzzy. Anyway, there it is. Knight of Swords, Strength, Three of Swords. Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 2 of Pentacles. I will fix the focus in a minute. 9 of Pentacles, the Hanged Man. All right. Is it because they're shiny? Is that what it is? They're shiny? Really? Fingers crossed that holds. All right. So again, 3 of Swords, Strength, Knight of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 2 of Coins, 9 of Pentacles, Hanged Man. We could be dealing with an Aquarius, a Taurus, a Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus, Pisces, Leo. Doesn't have to be any of those people, just could be is all. Right. So we've got, Is this about letting go of control? Is this about, oh, you know what? I think you're, or is this about the difference between things being solid and stable versus controlled and stagnant? And the realization of that, walking away and then finding out later that not everything was as it seems, and that you are actually quite content to be by yourself, and that there's nothing you need to do to fix this. This is about freedom and transition. So this is about walking away from a situation that no longer serves you, because what might look like it's strong and stable is actually maybe too controlling and stagnant. And it's about realizing I'd be better off by myself, and I don't have to fix this anymore. This is not something that I have to fix. This is not something I have to work towards. And we've got you dealing with that heartache right here. All right. No, I don't think I did this right here. Making those decisive cuts here. Okay, so we've got the, it's blurry again, mother of pearl. All right. Okay. These have reflective surfaces, so it kind of messes with the, so it's not about, well, adjust your such, and it's not going to make a difference. It's still going to get blurry. Got those shiny particles in it. Okay, so 7 of Wands, standing your ground. This gets transmuted to the 7 of Wands. This is about you going from heartache and sadness to realizing I don't have to put up with this anymore. I'm not going to, in the name of being devoted and loyal and strong and being a good partner, when in reality, I deserve better, and I should be the one waiting for someone to come to me to offer what I'm able to give in a relationship. I'm no slouch. That's what this is saying. And taking decisive action, because this is about intimacy. This is about connecting and kind of dispatching that which no longer works for you, because it feels like, in the name of being a good partner and being devoted and doing all the things you should do and checking off all the boxes to be a good partner and all of that, but in reality, it's stagnant. There's no intimate connection, and that's why there's this walking away. This is the I should be a good partner, I should stay, and no more. Walking away, finding out later that it really wasn't you. It wasn't anything you had to do. Just maybe you weren't getting the best of them that you should have, the best out of the relationship that you should have. You weren't a priority. So in the name of stability and being that good partner, it gets transmuted to you walking away and finding newfound contentment and security and being able to let this go and transition, because this is no longer serving you. This is not for you. And there's this newfound strength. We got the 9 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands. This is about knowing your worth and standing your ground and being happy to do so, and realizing you have the advantage and you don't have to put up with a stagnant, complacent relationship where you're not prioritized. What's this strength card about? What's this strength card about? 9 of Wands. So both of these are about strength, right? But this is about being kind of, well, I was going to say fed up. That's the first thing that jumped in my head, fed up. This is a situation where probably longevity would be the same as, we're stable only because of longevity, right? This is about faith, resiliency, and courage, much like this is about courage and integrity. But I think enough has happened. It feels like you're just wanting to check out. It's like no more. No more. We've been here before. I'm tired. Things aren't changing. I just don't want to have to try and make this work anymore. I don't want to have to be like, oh, well, in the name of stability, and because of longevity, it's not me. I'm not getting my needs met. You're not prioritizing me. There's something you're doing that I don't know about. But this is also not a surprise here. Like, you probably suspected, obvious choice would be cheating, right? So let's go with that as an example, but it doesn't have to be just that. It could be someone was doing some shady shenanigans with money. It could be somebody was repeatedly bashing you anywhere and in between the betrayal. And because I think that's what this is about. It could be third person, but it's somebody has done something repeatedly, or there's been repeated evidence over time that this person's character is just not up to snuff. This is about good character as well. We got the strength, and then we've got the pentacles here. And this is all about someone walking the walk and talking the talk. And there's been enough examples now with this 9 of Wands where someone is just not, they don't have your back. You're not a priority to them. They don't have your best interest at heart. And you kind of suspected that, and it's just gotten to the point where enough is enough, and here comes the hurt. So you kind of knew it might happen, and here it is happening. What's this Knight of Pentacles about? Oh dear. This jumped. The Death card. So yeah, it's this is about a complacent relationship, about being together for just sex or just the security or just the functionality of it. This is like a name only, but there's no intimacy, there's no connection. What else for this Knight of Pentacles? Because that one jumped. What else for the Knight of Pentacles? Taking time apart to heal, needing balance. I'm going to take this back here. Okay, so I'll put that back in there. We can mix. Okay, so this is definitely, it could be Sagittarius, could be Taurus, but needing to take a break from something that has gotten pretty complacent, that the intimacy, the feelings, the connections have been gone. But when I say gone, it's like they kind of went by the wayside long ago, if they were ever even there. There might have been that new excitement in the relationship, but this is about accepting that and seeing it for what it is, having perspective, and seeing that just because we've been together for a long time doesn't mean that we're stable and secure and solid. It could also mean that we're complacent and stagnant, and we're kind of two ships passing in the night. This Eight of Cups. You don't have to put up with this. This is about you realizing that and walking away and realizing, you know what, this Nine of Wands here, I've done all I can here, and I just don't have to take someone that's not going to value me and prioritize the relationship. This is Eight of Cups. Seven of Cups. Is this about somebody that just doesn't want to make the final commitment, is always making excuses from having to make it official or finally commit? There's always something that kind of gets in the way of things being solid. There's always an excuse, and you're like, you know what, I've had it. And the beauty, sorry, see, this is why, because on my end, it's like this, wow, I mean, this Nine of Pentacles and the choice to be so and being happier, that's the blessing. But on your end, I mean, if you're in this space, you're going to be like, that's not a blessing. Like, I really wanted this to work out. However, it will take time. The perspective comes, but I think you're going to be so fed, or you are so fed up with this, that this is easily transmuted to walking away and realizing I am so much more deserving than this. I wasn't getting my due in this relationship, and I like being by myself. I only have myself to worry about, and I don't have to fix this, and I don't have to stay in this. I get to be hands off. I get to let go, and I get to realize this was never about me. This is somebody who does this to everybody. This is somebody who has a problem connecting with other people, with not wanting that intimacy. So they always kind of put up these barriers. Nothing is ever really solid, stable, or secure. And they make it that way because they don't want to connect. It's not me. I can do that. I was in a relationship, however, where that was not a priority in connecting with me. I don't have to put up with that. That's what this is saying right here. And this is transitioning out of that. What's this Two of Pentacles? It's interesting. It's not like a new car is going to show up here. You know, it's like a bittersweet blessing. So getting rid of this relationship, which basically no longer serves you, somebody that's not prioritizing you, that they don't have your back, makes way for a newfound sense of self-worth and security. And all of a sudden we go from, I guess, being somewhere in the name of stability to creating that for yourself and having choice. And there's a very similar thread in all of these, honestly. It's like, I don't know what the heck everybody's going through, but this is about people having that epiphany and realizing I deserve so much better, and I'm happier for it. I don't need this. I can do it myself. What's this Two of Pentacles about? Being disappointed about things always being in flux. This is the way things will have always been. It's probably the way things were and will have always been should you continue with this person. There's always going to be kind of that disappointment that you're never the priority, that there's always going to be that adjusting or excuses, or things are never going to be this. And I think this is about realizing and having enough evidence where it's like, it's never going to be what I want it to be. Is it? I'm never going to be the priority. This is Nine of Pentacles about. Transitioning out of this relationship and wanting to be by, this is change. This is changing from, there's that Death card again, by the way, that was up here. So it goes from changing to things changing from being stagnant and complacent to this newfound sense of worth. It transforms, because at the end of this process is transformation, into this newfound sense of self-worth and being able to do it, provide for yourself, and being happy to do so, preferring this rather than this. For some of you, you might be like, how's that a blessing? I want connection. Not with this situation, you don't. Not with this person. This has served its purpose. They don't have what you want. They are not able to match what you are able to provide by yourself. So that their time is done. They've served their purpose. It is now time to move on from that, because this shows that you much prefer providing it for yourself, quite content to do so. And you don't have, honestly, there could be also the issue of you being quite the doting partner and not getting that back. And it's much better served you reinvesting in yourself. And this is about self-care and self, you know, like, hey, well, I treat myself better than this situation ever did. So going with that, thanks so much. But this is about newfound strength and resiliency. We got the Seven of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles. Very independent here. All right. What's this? I like that. Honestly, I like this. You know why? Because this is not feeling like you have to do anything. This is being okay with the way things are. In suspension, in limbo, not having to try and make something work or try to figure it out or make an effort. This is letting go and transitioning. So is this. This is acknowledging that things have been done and transitioning, transforming because of that. Transformation. All right, so what's this? And you're like, I know my worth now. And that's non-negotiable. I'm not going to put up with that anymore. What's this Hangman about? What's this Hangman about? This is, I said that transition. Oh, I'm going to mess up the thing. Okay. This is that transition. And this is about making decisive cuts and doing what you need to do for yourself, letting go and letting things be, and realizing it was never about you anyway. That there's nothing you could have done in this situation anyway. You are best served taking care of yourself, and you actually prefer that because things have been done for a while. Honestly, it's like, let yourself off the hook. It's okay. No matter what you did, it wasn't going to work. Okay. Cutting things out that no longer serve you and letting go. What else? Hello. New beginning. Ace of Wands. I'm going to put that over here because this is like basically this right here. Once you get through the hurdle of like, oh my gosh, I got so much to deal with. Once you get through the hurdle of like, oh my gosh, I got so much to deal with, you know, kind of being overwhelmed with how you feel or being sad and despondent about having to walk away, it gets transmuted into this realizing and accepting that it's done healing, and this newfound, it's like you come alive again. Because this is dormant. Whatever passion or connection you had, if ever, with this connection, it's been long since gone. And once there's an acceptance of that and realizing you prefer the solitude and you're letting go, and it's like, I don't want to put up with this anymore. Your passion comes back. The fire comes back. It can be a romance. Let's be honest. This Ace of Wands about. Is that a romance? Okay. It could be marriage. But this, I feel like this is more about the fire coming back. The faith, the inner faith, the inner resolve, the grit, the mettle, having faith again, faith being restored. We see that right here too, the healing and faith being restored. So I feel like once you purge this, it makes room for the potential for new relationships, but also Not that it has to be that, but this is about newfound faith and strength in yourself, honestly. Reconnecting, having faith, restoring that part of yourself that kind of was not there with this. It's the first thing to go, right? We kind of let that kind of stuff go, because if we really were connected to ourselves and had that faith and had that inner fire, we wouldn't put up with this. But it'd be painful, so we stay and we negotiate and we bargain with it, but we end up leaving anyway. All right. What else for this? What else for this? Okay, so we have the cross and the birds. This is a painful relationship, very challenging relationship, a relationship where someone was not accountable. We see that here with the Two of Pentacles. Things were constantly in flux. You were being the patient, devoted, stable one, providing it, and somebody else was always kind of not there. And it's like the cross you had to bear, right? You always had to kind of pick up the slack, and they weren't going to do it, so you had to. And it's just a very challenging, painful situation. Just disappointing. Somebody's letting you down. It's disappointing. And we've got the birds here, and this is about transition and moving on. Moving forward. Time apart. Moving on. Not doing anything. Doesn't mean that the breakup has to stick, but honestly, we got the Death card here, which showed up twice. This is about, I'm not going to tell you breakup, but I feel like this is you deciding to do that because you actually quite prefer this newfound sense of reconnection to self, faith, and taking care of yourself. This is self-care. This is self-love. This is self-worth. You getting that back. Okay, so this is also the Six of Wands and the Queen of Hearts. That's about friends also helping you reconnect, helping you with I want to say the self-care, the self-love, helping you reconnect to yourself. Friends, circles, social circles that have long been dormant, probably because this isn't. Sometimes people go into like a depressive state when the relationships get really heavy and stagnant, and we kind of disconnect from those around us. This is all about that reawakening and reconnection. We got the Six of Wands, reconnecting. We got the Six of Wands, that's victory with friends, help with friends, a lot of group activities, and achieving victory and forward movement with that. And this is a Queen of Cups, a very, it's almost like a reconnecting with your tribe, opening back up to feeling and that reconnection. So you have it internally here with the Ace of Wands and the Hierophant, and then you've got that also with friends. Once you get rid of this, it's about reconnecting and getting those relationships back, and also this newfound self-sufficiency and strength. There you go. One more. I forgot about the dice. I'm going to be rambling on and on and on. Okay, so what else for this? Ooh. 9 of Wands, 2 of Wands reversed. So we got the 9 of Wands echoed right here. I'm going to put that right here, actually. Enough is enough. No more planning, no more delays, no more connecting. I'm done, I'm out. I'm tired of the excuses. Enough is enough. That's what this is. No more forward movement. No more, I'm done. That's what it is. Okay. All right, I hope this was helpful. If you picked the third pile, I wish you luck with this. As soon as this gets out of the way, here comes your soul tribe, your family. I mean, it's like you're like, it's just this reconnection with you internally, like, I'm getting myself back again. And then your friends, family, just this rush of emotion, this rush of reconnection. The blessing is the restoration of that and this newfound sense of strength and security. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. All right. I hope this was helpful. I thank you for stopping by. And I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.